It's Devil Gamers here, and we are doing an interview with the owner of the Fallout Faction server.
Hi, nice to
Introduce
meet you. My
yourself,
name's
Noman.
Sir nomanV. I'm Sir nomanV1. I'm the owner of the server Fallout Salvation.
And here we've got our trusty cameraman, Daniel. He's just sitting over there being the cameraman. But I figured I'd have you come on today and just ask a few questions if you'd kind of care to answer them.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
All right. Okay. For the first question, so why would you choose Fallout? Why Fallout related?
Well, well, starting out, we were just planning on making a normal survival server that, just a basic one, so that way wouldn't have to do much work. But the inspiration for it actually came whenever I was out thrift shopping and I found an old Cold War Fallout shelter sign. And I took a picture of it and I thought that would make a pretty cool symbol for our server. And we just started doing names back and forth and we went with Fallout Salvation. At first it was just a survival server, but then we decided to go full out and base it off of the Fallout games.
All right. Pretty reasonable. Do you come on to play, or do you just check up on things? Like, do you have your own base, or do you participate
I
in any of your factions?
I actually do
Actions or
come
anything?
on and play. I play a lot all the time. I'm not really mining or anything like that. I'm usually just practicing arching. Whenever there's a new player that looks like they need help, I just go into survival mode and help them build a base. Give them a little head start.
Yeah.
Just try and make sure that everyone has a good time here.
So did you go and do that for Daniel? Because I never saw you around when we first started. When I first started off.
Oh, well, I believe you guys
Or
started
were
about
you?
the time that the holidays were going on, and I was very busy about that
Yeah.
time.
No, I was just kidding you. I was just giving you shit.
You're not a very nice person, Michael.
It's all right.
Everybody
I'm
knows.
not either.
How long has this server been going on for, and what's the history of it? Or you need kind of explain that in the why Fallout related question, but
Well, the server has been running since August 15th of 2016. We're actually coming up on our 5 months in about 5 days or so. And
wow.
some interesting history about it was that at first we didn't even think about making our own server. All of the head staff here used to be staff on another server, but whenever that server started having problems, then we all decided to leave. We were going to just go look for a new server, but we decided to build our own so that way we wouldn't have to worry about another owner being disrespectful and kicking us all out again.
I I, I kind of understand that feeling because I used to play a server a lot, another faction server similar to this, and I don't remember exactly what happened. I think what did happen was that it got a lot of not recognition from like a YouTube video, like a popular YouTuber. And that's how I ended up stumbling across it. Went and played on it for a while. It had like 100. It had like 100 players a day on it. Like that was its top, and now it's only got like 5 or 4. And it's
Oh
all
yeah.
just died off because they got rid of like they're redoing the factions and everything. Like it's been almost a year now since they've had factions closed down, and factions was one of the biggest things going for it at the time. And I don't understand why they went and just decided to close it all down at that point in time because it was and like I said, it was the
Right.
biggest thing going for it at that point in time, and that was kind of a stupid business move on their end because now they've hardly got anybody playing their server.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
one of the things that you got to do whenever you're owning a server, is that you can't just think of it, oh, as this is my server, I can do what I want with it. You got to understand, you got to take what the players want, what your
Yeah,
staff want, and just try and make sure that it's something that everyone will like, not just something that you like.
I think they went and they were resetting the world completely. Although it really didn't need it, but they like just went and reset the whole thing, and they had like hundreds of bases taken away, and nobody got compensated for anything, and it was just a huge restart, and everybody just got tired of it and just left.
Well, I can tell you that as long as the only reason that we would ever restart the world in this server is if the entire world file gets corrupted, which I highly doubt because we back up the world file every single night. So unless something goes wrong, then this server, we will never delete the world files in the surface world. We only do that in the Nether once a month.
Well, that's good.
In the end once a month, so that people can always have a chance to fight the end dragon.
Well, see, that's what me and Daniel were trying to get up to. You know, we were wanting to go and have that as one of our videos. Like, we were so excited, and it took us so long to find ender pearls and everything. We went and finally found an end portal and got it going and everything, and then we went there and we were just met with disappointment. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that later tonight, I will be restarting the end world file, so it will be back if you want to make another video, and I can actually teleport you guys to one of the end portals since you've already found one.
That's a video plan,
I really do appreciate it. Yeah.
It's no problem.
I really do appreciate it. Okay, for the next question. Do you ever plan on adding more plugins or making any huge server changes?
Yes, we are actually in the progress of adding in a type of quest line for the server. And you have all seen the city already. So basically what we're wanting to do is get a plugin where you can actually have quests where you have to go find certain objectives in the city, whether that's kill a certain creature, rescue someone, do anything like that. We're trying to basically make our own version of the Fallout game, so that way if you've played the Fallout games on console or PC before, you can come here and basically play a brand new Fallout game and not have to pay $60 to buy it online.
Cool.
As a big Fallout fanatic, like I've played through New Vegas like 5 or 6 different times, and I've played through 3 like 4 or 5 different times as well. I am, now that you've gone and said that, I'm really looking forward to this now, because I love the Fallout series and I love everything about it. And just hearing, those words coming out of your mouth, it really makes me, excited to be able to play this more often. And if you do follow through with what you have said, then I will definitely be playing more of this often.
Yeah, we have big plans for this server, and I can tell you that unlike some other servers, we're not planning on giving up easily. If we have a problem, we are going to work through it, and we will do everything that we can to try and be able to make this server as great as it can be.
Do you plan on doing anything big with the world, like trying to make it like Fallout looking or anything along those lines, except for Spawn? I mean, I know Spawn looks like that, and I know that, before you leave the actual Spawn, you got to open a vault door and everything. But do you plan on making, like, all of the land Fallout related?
Well,
Like
we're not planning on we're not really planning on changing the way that the item, that the world develops itself, but we are working on a custom-made, texture pack basically that will change how the entire world looks and give it more of a Fallout-esque theme. One of the things that we're actually working on right now, though it's becoming, we've had problems with it, is we are actually trying to change the sound files to make it so that in thunderstorms, instead of having the grayish haze, it has a green haze, as if it was an actual radiation storm. And we're trying to change the sound that thunder makes to the actual sound file that they use in the Fallout games.
That would be amazing.
Lots of updates and lots of spoilers.
Oh yeah, well, I'm just keeping the big things secret for you guys, but I can tell you that we have a lot coming, and there will be a lot to enjoy.
The big things.
I really do look. I really do look forward to seeing this texture pack and everything, and I really hope it does come through. Because if you can do that, and add like the quest line and everything you were talking about, then that would be really, really cool.
We're just trying to do everything we can to make this server set apart from all of the other servers. Because right now it's basically just a factions themed server with a little bit of Fallout thrown in, but we're hoping to make this server really stick out and be different from every other one in Minecraft.
Okay, for the next question, is trust a big thing when it comes to your mods and admins, or are those people that are mods and admins friends and people you know in real life?
Well, we accept only a couple of them are friends from real life. The rest I have met through Minecraft, and trust is a really big thing for me. For instance, whenever we add someone in, I have it mandatory that we are to video chat, so that I am
Yeah.
able to see, they are who they say they are. And I think that when you're actually face to face with someone, it makes a connection that is harder to betray than just talking to someone over chat. And so far, we have not had a single case of a staff member, going about ruining the trust that we have created between them.
Oh, that's a good thing to hear. From what me and Daniel have experienced so far, and my girlfriend as well, we've had nothing but good things to say about the admins and mods that have helped us, and provided us with useful information. And I really do enjoy talking to and hanging out with is Fallout. He's a pretty
Yeah,
good guy, and Mark is
yeah,
also a really good person as well.
yeah. We pride ourselves on having a mature, trustworthy staff team that you can go to with anything, and they will do everything that they can to help you.
Now you were talking. I mean, we all have read the rules in the game. Or would you care to explain about like the rules and like so on about the griefing? Because there are certain griefing rules that you do have, but does that imply to like the entire bases, like just any base, like that is claimed? Like, are you allowed to raid or do anything along the lines of like actual factions?
Well, in our server, we disabled the ability to raid other factions because usually what that does is it causes the type of players that tend to, come on and hack and use exploits to get an advantage over other players. But whenever you have our server this way, where in your land you're safe to an extent, then it kind of doesn't give the motivation for the kind of people that tend to hack to come here. And the rule about the griefing is that it is perfectly all right to grief unclaimed bases. There is nothing you find an unclaimed base in the middle of nowhere, then it's basically like the Fallout games. You find an old abandoned place, then you get to scavenge from it what you can to survive. But
Yeah.
if you try and steal, then there are consequences that are a whole lot worse than the consequences in the game.
Okay. If someone wanted to become a mod or an admin, how could they do so?
Well, starting off to join the staff, you have to make an application on our server. An application on our website. The website being www.falloutsalvation.engine.com.
Okay.
And to join, we require a minimum of having 2 weeks time on the server. Like you have to have been active for 2 weeks, and you have to have not broken any serious rule. It's okay if you accidentally use caps once or twice, but we don't want we have a lot of problems of players just joining in and asking for a staff position, and then whenever we say, oh, we require 2 weeks, and they just leave. We don't want those kind of people in our staff. We want people that are dedicated to this server, that want to help this server, and that we have seen helping other players along the way. And once you apply,
I can't.
then you
Go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. Once you apply, you actually get a position called trial mod, which you've seen Mark has. And
Yeah.
if you have that position, you have access to specific commands. but not any of the high priority ones. And it can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a month to 2 months. Really just to see when you are ready to have the
Yeah.
responsibility of staff. So I think that by taking our time with this kind of things, then it really shows who is really here to help the server and who is just trying to do it for free perks.
I can't say as I blame you because I have seen a lot of people go and ask for, you know, admin positions as well on multiple servers that I've been on, and I don't blame you for going and being the way that you are when it comes to going and making sure that everybody is who they say they are and you just being as thorough as you are. I really do appreciate seeing that because then you can rely on the admins and not just go and not be able to trust them.
There have been times where I've taken a week or two of absence, and my head admin, Spade, he is one of the most trustworthy people I've ever met in my life. And there have been times where where I have just told him what I needed to be done, and we basically follow a chain of command. He relays it down the chain.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about babysitting everyone because everyone makes sure that everyone else is doing their job, and we all take care of each other here.
I'm glad to be able to hear that and to experience it myself. Is there any tips for people who want to make their own servers, and are there things that you want to tell other people that you don't want to do to that server because you've made mistakes of your own?
Well, my only advice is that you better be ready to have friends that have experience because it is very complicated to set up a server, especially how we did because we had no plugin experience when we started and we had to basically teach everything to ourselves. We had some help from several people along the line, but mostly I just have to thank my staff team because they've been, my staff has been here the entire time helping us, and without them, this server wouldn't be anything like it is now. So basically, make sure you're with people you can trust. Be ready to ask for help when you need it, and it doesn't hurt to have someone that is able to, who has a credit card or something like that, to be able to pay for the many fees that you have to have whenever running a server.
It always comes down to money.
Well, that's basically what makes the world go round.
Well, yeah.
Have you experienced any hackers, and if so, how have you punished them?
We have actually had a few. We haven't had any cases of serious hackers yet. We've had cases of, people using X-ray, auto hit, small stuff like that. Nothing that really has jeopardized the server yet. But I can tell you that every single one of my staff members, they have gone through over 10 hours of training to make sure that they know exactly how to deal with hackers, how to identify them, and basically, what to do whenever they see it so they know exactly how to handle the situation. And the punishment for the smaller ones can range from anything from a 12-hour temp ban on the less serious ones to, if it is a serious case of hacking, that one that could jeopardize the server, we tend to go with a perm ban.
Now, have you had any serious hackers on the server?
Not yet. We've had someone that we suspected was being a serious hacker, but it ended up they were just bragging and weren't able to, back up what they were saying. Yeah. We had one thing of where they said, if you ban us, then we will destroy your server. And I was like, all right, bye. I banned them, and we never heard anything back from them.
That's the way it always is. Most of the people that go in and say stuff like that, they're all talking, nothing more.
Yeah, the ones that are serious hackers, they usually don't do it for fun. The only reason that they don't do it just to get free little perks in the game. They do it kind of like a vendetta to take care of people who aren't respectful. You
Yeah.
know, like we had on our old server. Once it became public knowledge that our last owner was actually using the donations for his drug addiction, then we had several people come on and attack the server because he was just doing something that nobody should really do. And most hackers nowadays, the serious ones, do it kind of like they're trying to have, I guess they're trying to act like their own little superheroes or something like that to take care,
So
punish those that have
vigilantes.
been bad. Yeah, basically.
What are done with the proceeds whenever somebody's donated to your server to get a rank?
Well, what we do most of the time is that we actually have a separate kind of bank. I have a separate bank account just for this server, and we stockpile up our money for paying for future upkeep fees. So that way we know that we have a secured feature if the donations ever stopped. There was
Yeah.
this one case where all of our staff had actually come to an agreement where we had made enough money that we actually donated $100 to the American Cancer Society.
Well, that's really neat.
Yeah, we get all these donations from nice players, and it would be wrong to use those for anything other than either server upkeep or in that case helping those in need.
And I'm glad to be able to hear that. Daniel, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask Mr. Noman?
No, I think you've covered them all, mate.
Are you sure you don't have anything you'd like to say?
Besides, everything I've heard is amazing and it's exactly what you'd want to hear from the owner of a server. No, I think you've said all the questions.
Because I don't have any more, Mr. Noman.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your schedule to interview me. It's nice to show the players just how much we actually care about them. Because
Well, I'm
everyone
glad.
here is more or less like my family, and I like to take care of everyone.
I'm glad to be able to hear that coming from you, and I'm really excited to see some of the changes you mentioned earlier about the server, like with the resource pack and the quest plugin add-on, and just trying to make it more like Fallout.
And I can also give you one small hint to something that lies in our future. I can tell you that soon laser rifles will not be the only special weapons that you are able to craft.
Ooh.
I'll just leave it at that.
Ooh.
Are they gonna look like repeaters still, or they're not repeaters?
Yeah,
Well, the
repeaters.
texture pack,
repeaters?
that we are working on, yeah, they are redstone repeaters, and the texture pack that we are working on will actually be able to take these custom Lord, redstone repeaters, and give them a custom 3D texture to look like actual laser rifles from the game.
Just sitting here and thinking of all the possibilities that you can go and craft into weapons. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. It's like there's all sorts of weapons that I love that I could craft, or just all these possibilities. It's just mind blowing. Because
Yeah,
you
we
can
have
go
our
make so many weapons from the Fallout series, and just put it in here.
Yeah, we're actually getting they used to have a plugin called the Guns plugin, though it is extremely outdated. And yeah, we're working with a developer to be able to bring some, fun toys for you all to play with on the server.
So we'll have like flamethrowers, and
Well,
we'll have
I can just tell you
grenades.
that if you're a pyromaniac, if you like watching things blow up, or if you just like shooting things, then you will like what's coming.
Will we have the mini nukes added?
I'm I can tell you that there will be times when you could. There is a strong chance that you will be able to use the power of the atom to your defense in the future of this server.
I really, really do look forward to seeing some of these add-ons. I cannot wait. Like, I cannot contain my excitement for just being able to sit here and picture all the things that could be added in terms of weapons and quests and everything from like the Fallout series.
Yeah, this server has a bright future, and
Now,
we are going to do everything we can to make it amazing for the players.
will there be custom armor like for like the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave and
We are actually planning on making, custom armor like that, and I can tell you this: if you ever liked power armor in the Fallout games, we will soon have it. I'm not going to tell you all of its abilities, but just know that it will be almost identical to the power armor in Fallout 4, including its need to be refilled with power cores. So that we have that ahead of us.
just being able to hear this really does just make me extremely happy because I could just sit here and we can. It literally, will, from what you've been telling me, will be fucking Minecraft in or Fallout in Minecraft.
Yeah, that's what our goal is. Our finishing goal is to make it so that you can come here, play a brand new a brand new storyline that you have never seen anywhere else, and get the Fallout experience without having to pay the $60 for the game, and
Fallout 4 and
yeah, especially with Fallout 4, people had to buy a brand new console to be able to play that. So you do not have to buy a new console or buy the new game. But if you'd like to donate that money anyways, we will gratefully accept it, and I can tell you that it will go towards making the server what our dreams have hoped for it to be.
all right. Well, I thank you for coming on and agreeing to the interview, Mr. Noman. I appreciate all that you have told us and
virtual hand goes up. Question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Daniel stick our hands out in a virtual handshake.
All right, I'll handshake you. So what's
Don't shake Daniel's hand. You don't know where that's been.
Oh no.
My question is this is about 20 minutes. Would you like, because I think that's what me and Michael talked about earlier. Yeah. Would you like to go on a quick mining thing with us for the next episode so we can promote this one a little bit? Because this won't be a part of the Factions series, but it will be Minecraft Factions, the interview.
Of course, I'd love to. Just give me a second, because I believe that my Minecraft has frozen up on me.
Okay,
so I might have to.
I just hope that we won't get hacked by the Koreans, because...
Or the Russians. That's the thing nowadays.
Yeah.
Right, Michael, you bring us into this episode. Yep. You can say goodbye.
Alright, guys, I think that'll conclude this episode of Minecraft Factions here with Mr. Noman and our Tanker Skull, or Daniel. I'd like for you guys to join us on our next episode, so take care and goodbye.
Bye.